I want an Englishman to manage England. You know, I'm very patriotic. I think we should have an English manager.
Fans who would have preferred the England team to be managed by an English coach. And do you understand their position?
I'm sorry. I just have a German passport.
Where are we born? We don't decide of that. Mom and dad decide in certain moments, and 9 months later we are here. But we don't decide. I didn't decide to be Catalan. You didn't decide to be English. So that is a reality, the influence. So I understand completely the people, it is normal, you know, being managers for the national team when you were born. But at the same time, in this world, when English manager is, you know, FA and national from UK is going bad, he will be destroyed.
On Tuesday, September 10th of 2024, Mauricio Pochettino was appointed as the head coach of the United States men's national team, an appointment that will see him lead the United States through the 2026 World Cup, which is being hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the United States. The announcement by the U.S. Soccer Federation brought so much excitement among its fan base. In less than a month since Pochettino's appointment, the English FA decided to take a page straight from the same book by snatching another former Chelsea manager. On October 16, 2024, Thomas Tuchel was announced as head coach of the England men's national team, with his appointment to begin on January 1st, 2025. After months of speculation, this announcement has taken many by surprise and is viewed as a significant decision by the Three Lions. Following the resignation of former manager Gareth Southgate, the English FA faced the challenging task of finding a capable successor. In contrast to the electrified response from the U.S. fan base upon Pochettino's appointment, this announcement has sparked a range of mixed emotions regarding the choice of manager. Some newspapers in England have gone as far as to label this decision as a dark day for England. Reflecting on his 18-month spell at Chelsea, some fans are not confident he is the right man to get this golden generation over the line, something Gareth Southgate agonizingly failed to achieve in 3 major tournaments as head coach. Some pundits have expressed their dissatisfaction on the missed opportunity for Lee Carsley to build on the work already started by Southgate to deepen the relationship between the national team and its football public. For instance, Gary Neville and others have described the appointment as a setback for the St. George's Park project.
I mean, the difficulty for me and challenge is here that I was obviously very briefly with Fabio Capello as a coach, and obviously there was a lot with Sven-Göran Eriksson. I was supportive 20-odd years ago when they appointed Sven-Göran Eriksson, said that I thought we needed to look outside and take the blinkers off and sort of open our eyes to international coaches coming from outside of England. But at the end of that, what would be 5, 6, 7, 8 year period, you know, I came to the conclusion that the damage to English coaching was significant, and changed my mind at the end of my career, saying that I think that what needs to happen now is that if we're not going to promote English coaches actually in our own country, then we can't ask anybody to promote English coaching either in the Premier League or in sort of leagues around Europe. And it's been a real difficult challenge, I think, real difficult time for English coaches over a 15, 20-year period to try and gain some sort of traction and some sort of reputational success in Europe. I think Gareth in this last 6, 7 years, I think has basically restored an element of faith, not just in English coaching, but also in English players. And the technical ability of English players has improved enormously, I think, in the last 5 or 10 years. So I think what the FA have done, it doesn't seem like a strategic decision. It feels like, to me, a quite instinctive one off the back of what's happened in the last couple of weeks. Thomas Tuchel has been available for months. There was no need to appoint an interim of Lee Carsley if they wanted Thomas Tuchel.
While this announcement was not well received by English fans, as is natural to reminisce on the past, it is important to acknowledge that the Southgate era had its fair share of challenges. During the UEFA Euro 2024, the atmosphere surrounding the English team became increasingly tense as they fought their way to the final. Driven not due to Southgate's tactical nuance, but through the sheer determination and quality of standout players such as Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, and Ollie Watkins. Despite having provided fans with some of the most memorable moments in recent history, Southgate faced criticism from a section of the public, even with some resorting to throwing beer cups at him. During Southgate's era, young players were provided with a platform to express themselves while reconnecting the relationship between the team and the fans. But football is a results-based business, and fans fans' expectations reflect the pressures faced by the team. Yes, Gareth Southgate has cultivated a great environment at St. George's Park, but one cannot deny this golden generation requires more than just a manager who relies simply on inspiration from his more talented players. Replicating Gareth Southgate's remarkable ability to understand and resonate with the national team and the English public would pose a significant challenge for any coach, whether from England or abroad. Considering all this, Thomas Tuchel could be the ideal manager for the Three Lions. Firstly, he brings a wealth of experience that surpasses that of his predecessor. Tuchel is not only experienced, but he has won major trophies in his managerial career. While this will be his first international position, German managers are often rumored for an eventual job at their own native national side, meaning he will be well prepared for the role. Managing England will be a big challenge for the 51-year-old, but the FA will be happy to have him on board. Thomas Tuchel has won league titles in France and Germany and lifted the UEFA Champions League as Chelsea manager in 2021. During his welcome news conference at Wembley, Tuchel emphasized his commitment to excellence.
We are there. I think the federation is there, and it was a big part of taking that job. I am curious. I want to learn. I will have a different schedule than in club football, but it was a big part. That's the knowledge and the quality of the federation to have that at my side and to combine it with my ideas, with our ideas. So we will build on everything that Gareth built and the FA built, and hopefully we can add a little bit of extra to get it over the line.
While some may have preferred an appointment closer to home, there is no guarantee that another Englishman, particularly any of Gareth Southgate's coaching staff, take on the role of not only cultivating the relationship with fans, but getting the team over the line. According to some reports, Newcastle's manager Eddie Howe, widely viewed as a good English manager at this moment, was never contacted by the English FA. Another English possibility was Tuchel's Chelsea successor Graham Potter, who has been out of work since leaving Stamford Bridge back in 2023. Put simply, there wasn't a list of exceptional English candidates, and given the huge expectations that come with the job, it should not be too surprising that a manager such as Tuchel stood out as the preferred candidate. England's new head coach had this to say about the FA not appointing an English manager.
I'm sorry, I just have a German passport, but I can just tell them, and maybe all of these supporters also felt my passion for the English Premier League, my passion for the country, how I love to live here and how I love to work here.
Tuchel is currently the third foreign coach to take charge of the England men's national team. At this point, the Thomas Tuchel era can finally begin. Throughout his managerial career, Thomas Tuchel has demonstrated remarkable tactical flexibility, earning high praise from his colleagues as so creative and acknowledged as one of the few managers to learn from. Tuchel's adaptability is evident in his approach to maintaining some level of consistency when he takes over a new team. He often decides to retain the existing system established by his predecessor. For instance, at Borussia Dortmund, he chose to uphold Jurgen Klopp's 4-2-3-1 system, and at Paris Saint-Germain, he continued with a similar 4-3-3 formation that had been implemented by Unai Emery. This strategy not only ensures stability, but also allows him to build upon the foundation laid by previous managers. Tuchel has shown his ability to adapt to his tactics, sometimes using a three-defender setup during his time at both Chelsea and PSG. As he takes the reins of the England men's national team, it will be interesting to see the formation and tactical system he sticks with. As one advantage of coaching a national team as opposed to a club is the ability to assert greater influence over the team and pick players who fit your preferred tactical model and not influenced by the stipulations of a player's contract. Tuchel is taking over England's golden generation, and he will have a deep pool of players to pick from to effectively implement a system. No matter which formation Thomas Tuchel chooses in a given match, one thing's for sure: the German coach prefers to play a possessional style of build-up, effectively transitioning from defense to attack. Tuchel is not one to force the ball out wide, but he likes to use wide players to take advantage of overloads. This approach not only stretches the opposition, but also opens up space for incisive attacking plays. While at Chelsea, players such as Timo Werner, Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech, Christian Pulisic, and Kai Havertz performed well under this strategy. Thomas Tuchel does not conform to the traditional German coach that focuses on intense off-ball work rate to regain possession high up the pitch. However, this does not mean he shies away from pressing. As the New England coach, Tuchel will most likely set his team up to disrupt the opponent's ability to play comfortably, with the goal of winning the ball in advantageous areas of the pitch. While his on-field tactical setup can be flexible, Thomas Tuchel has a very defined managerial style when it comes to his man management skills. Tuchel is known for his, let's just say, vibrant personality, both on the touchline and in the media. He has been involved in famous clashes with opponents and supporters, such as the famous post-match handshake with Antonio Conte or his red card while managing Bayern Munich in the Champions League match against Manchester City. Additionally, Tuchel has experience managing big names and egos, having been in charge of PSG early in the Messi, Neymar, Mbappe era, taking the French club to the Champions League finals in August of 2020, the furthest the club has reached in Europe's top competition. He has also managed many of the players in the current England team at previous clubs. Most notably, Tuchel was in charge of Bayern Munich in Harry Kane's first season at the club, while Reece James and Raheem Sterling were both at Chelsea under Tuchel's leadership. Jude Bellingham is another player that will certainly be familiar with his style, given that he played at Borussia Dortmund, where Tuchel had a major impact, although the two never crossed paths. However, the major concern for many followers of his at the club level has to do with Tuchel's tendency to often spiral out of control whenever challenges arise. For instance, highlighting player mistakes to the media. England has never been a nation known to produce great coaches. Sky Sports revealed that since the start of the English Premier League in the 1992-1993 season, no English manager has ever won the title. The last notable coach England produced dates back to Alf Ramsey's wingless wonders during the 1960s. As Spain's Dutch-influenced positional play and Germany's Gegenpress continue to be the dominant tactics used within the English Premier League, English fans alike would like to see similar styles incorporated on the training grounds of St. George's Park. There are no guarantees. The German coach will face a new challenge in taking over a national team, as he will be afforded far less time to work with his players compared to club football, with only about 5 international breaks available in a season. Overall, fans are eager to see how Tuchel will choose from the talented pool of English players. Thomas Tuchel's arrival has generated some level of optimism. There has not been a man of his managerial stature in the English hot seat in many years. The next 18 months will see if he can live up to that billing. So, what do you think about the English FA appointing Thomas Tuchel as the head coach of the English men's national team? As always, please share your thoughts in the comment section, and thank you for watching.